Let's go ahead and implement that resume improvement that I mentioned. Actually, before we do that, let's not forget to commit everything to Git. Like, always keep your repository nice and tidy. That way, if something goes sideways, you'll be in a good position to be able to reset and try again. Okay, I'm going to start a new session here so we can start with a fresh context. Okay, let's try this prompt. Implement a resume command line argument. When specified, the app should resume the most recent run from the next step, but only if it is marked as failed or in progress, right? So if the last run was successful, there isn't anything to resume. So it should look up the most recent run, and then if it's failed or in progress, then we will resume it. Otherwise, it should start a new run as usual. Also make sure that the last completed step key is only updated when a step successfully completes, so we can reliably figure out the next step to start with when resuming. So in the run model, if you remember, we have the status, and we also have the last completed step key. The reason I added this to the prompt is that in a previous dry run, it actually incorrectly updated the step key, even if the step later failed. So it should make sure that that only gets updated after the step successfully completes. Otherwise, we'll try to resume the wrong step. It should be smart enough to add tests automatically, or rather proactive enough to do that, because we do have that guidance in the Claude.md. So we'll see if it actually does that. If not, we're going to follow up with a separate request to add some tests. Okay, that was pretty quick. Let's see what it did. So it says it did update the update status function in repositories to only update last completed step key when explicitly provided. Previously failing a run would reset last completed step key to none. Oh, so it actually found a bug in there. So good catch. Added get most recent method to retrieve the latest run by started at. Great. Then in the CLI, we added the resume flag. Fetches the most recent run. If that run is failed or in progress, resumes from the step after last completed step key. Good. If it failed with no completed steps, restarts from the beginning. Makes sense. If the most recent run is completed or no runs exist, starts a new run as usual. That all makes sense. Extracted all steps and step keys as module level constants, so the resume logic can look at step indices. Makes sense also. And then there are 3 new tests. So making sure that we actually update last completed step correctly. Make sure that we return the right run. All right, that looks reasonable. Take a quick look at the implementation. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so if we're resuming, it basically does what it said it does. Okay, so these steps are now in another constant. Here we have the resume argument with a help text, repositories, and then the tests. Let's run them. Okay. If I wanted to, I could maybe deliberately mark the last run as in progress or failed, and update the step key and then test it out properly. I'm going to skip that right now, maybe leave it as exercise for you. I will, however, make sure that at least the resume argument works. So what it should do is simply start a new run in this case. Let's look at the help text ones. There's our new resume option. Perfect. So let's do resume. And yeah, there it just starts a new run because there isn't anything to resume. So I'm sure we'll have a chance to test it later. This won't be the last time we run into bugs or other issues during the implementation. Also, as a side note, while we're waiting, there's obviously a lot you could do to harden the pipeline and to add some convenience functions like this or convenience arguments right? That either allow you to resume or add additional diagnostics and things like that. And we could spend a lot of time just focusing on that. I find it best to implement these things if and when I actually need them, right? Otherwise, you're not going to know if it's actually going to be useful or a waste of time. And with Claude or other tools, it's super quick and easy to do this in a moment. Okay, great. This also gave us another chance to test the synthesis step itself, see if it generated some more good ideas. So we have 3 more candidates. We have a meta trend. That one scored the highest. The deglobalization intelligence layer. Okay. We have a friction point, compliance as a service for the AI workforce. And then finally, as a rabbit hole, AI, oh, look at that, AI for the collectible card boom. Came up with the exact same idea. Not terribly surprising, I guess, since it was operating on the exact same inputs. And actually, we will implement some improvements later that can help us ensure more diversity in our ideas so we don't always pick the same one. We'll get the whole pipeline working end to end first, because I think it's a really cool moment once we have that first written newsletter. And then we'll do some refinements that'll allow us to get a bit smarter about selecting ideas. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that completes the synthesis implementation.